What's up, y'all? Today I'm doing a review for Usher's Coming Home album. Okay. So we're talking a little bit about the album. Talk a little bit about my thoughts on the album, some of my favorite tracks. So this is an album that he released in 2024 once he did the Super Bowl. So it's his latest album. Um, Mixed reviews on the album, I would say, in terms of the general public. For me personally, I will say I personally love the album. Um, I know some of the mixed reviews. I think there are people out there that want uh, him to sound like Confessions and Confessions all over again. This album does not sound like Confessions, so I understand why some of those people did not like the album. I will say the album is kind of all over the place in terms of genre, um, and just stylistically, music wise. Um, so I definitely understand why those people would not like the album. For me, I'm gonna shock some people, and I'm gonna say this is my favorite Usher album. I'm gonna say that again. It's my favorite Usher album. Like I said, I got it on vinyl here, so that's the front of the vinyl, the back with all the tracks as well. Um, I will say this: I grew up with Usher, so huge Usher fan. My Way, 8701. Most of his albums, I'm a big fan of. Um, as much as I love the nostalgia, as much as I love 8701, as much as I love Confessions, My Way as well. I don't need that from him at this stage in my life or his career. I would say I don't need that. Um, I like him doing different types of music. I like him, experimenting and doing a more modern sounds of music. You know what I'm saying? The way that I look at it is like if I wanted to hear Confessions, I would just go listen to it. I think that's one of the benefits that we have in this day and age is we can go listen to whatever we want whenever we want. But in terms of the album, he has some more modern sounding R&B music, and I would say with tracks like obviously "Good Good," which is a huge hit single. I would say songs like "Bop" on here, which is one of my favorites on the album. I would say songs like "On the Side" as well. But then he also tries some things, right? He has a song called "A Town Girl," which is kind of like this. It's a sample of Uptown Girl, but it's almost has this country theme to it, country trap theme kind of in a way. Just kind of some tracks that I like on it. I'll say, man, Stone Cold Freak is man, that's a vibe. I feel like that should have been a single, and one of them ones I feel like definitely should have been a single. Another vibe as well. My favorite song on the album is a song called "I Love You." It's like this uh, funky disco type vibe. I don't even know how to how to describe it, but yeah, it's some really good tracks on the album. I think my negatives of the album would say I don't think it is cohesive. If that's what you're looking for, it's just kind of a bunch of songs on an album. For me, like I said, that's not something that bothers me personally. Because I like a lot of the songs. There's really only like three songs on here that I don't like, and that's out of I think 20 or 22 songs. So that for me that's a strong album. Like I said, he does some really cool things here. The collaboration he did with Jungkook, the video that they did as well. I love that collaboration. Ruin is something that he did. Afro beats, Amapiano sound vibe. Really really good song. Kissing Strangers, I think, is pop perfection in a song from the writing and everything perspective. Um, but just like I said, a really really good album. I do wish that people would give it a chance and just give it a raw chance and not go into it expecting, like I said, Confessions, Usher. Just going into it expecting to listen to music. And it's like, if you like it, then you like it. You know what I mean? And, kind of lessening expectations in a way, not to say that, um, lessening expectations in a bad way, but just going into like, just enjoy music. I feel like sometimes we put all these barriers and limits on these artists, especially these older artists. And it's like, listen, if you put something out that I like, then I like it. You know what I mean? Like I said, so if you guys have not listened to Coming Home, like I said, I'm definitely biased. This is definitely my favorite Usher album. Um, it's been kind of like on repeat with me since it came out. I have titles, so there's still multiple songs from the album in my monthly wrapped. So like I said, if you haven't listened to it, I would definitely, like I said, I would definitely recommend it. It's one of those albums where I feel like it'd be hard for you to not find something that you like, no matter what style of music you like, no matter what genre. But yeah, shout out to Usher, man, coming home. Like I said, a fantastic album in my opinion. And I hope it gets the appreciation that it does. I wish he would have marketed and promoted it more. But it, it kind of is what it is at this point. So I appreciate y'all for tuning in, and make sure you follow, subscribe me for DJ mixes and more album reviews. Sometimes I do share some of my favorite vinyl that I have here on my wall as well. But hopefully we'll see y'all soon. Peace.